You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold and the Beautiful fans, we have got Harrison Cohn making his B&B debut this week as Remy's boyfriend, and we know he's tied to a major legacy character, and it could be Deacon Sharpe, who he is related to, and Harrison Cohn is playing a recast we've not seen in quite a while. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to talk about the red flags that this new guy, Deke, is really Deacon's other child, the one who is literally never mentioned. Please hit that subscribe button if you're not already following us, and let's get into it. So we have Harrison Cohn, who recently joined the Bold and the Beautiful cast as a character connected to a major legacy figure, and he is an aspiring fashion designer, also set to be part of the first gay couple on B&B because he is living with and dating Remy Pryce. So his name leaked out and is supposedly Deke, D-E-K-E, and he makes his debut this week on Tuesday, September 16th in scenes with Remy and lunatic murderer Luna Nizawa. Now, we suspect this character Deke is connected to none other than former bad boy Deacon Sharpe. I mean, his name is Deke, obviously a shortened form of Deacon. Also, in case you don't know, Deacon's got two kids, Hope Logan, his daughter with Brooke Logan, and also Eric Sharpe, who was originally named Eric Forrester the Third, who is the son of Deacon and Becky Moore. That is Amber Moore's cousin. So one of the nicknames that Eric Sharpe was known by as a kid was Little D, after his dad, Deacon, aka, I guess, Big D. The reason he was named Eric is because when he was born, he was for a while presumed to be Amber and Rick Forrester's son. So in case you didn't know, Brooke and Eric's son, Rick, his full legal name is Eric Forrester Jr. So when Rick thought that this child was his, not really Amber's son either, it's very confusing, they named him Eric Forrester the Third, and it turns out he was Deacon's son. His backstory is really convoluted, very soapy. So in April 1999, Becky Moore, who was Amber Moore's cousin, gave birth to little Eric, her son, with Deacon Sharpe. And he had left Becky when he found out she was pregnant, pulled a total deadbeat dad thing. And then Becky decided she really couldn't keep the baby. And then her cousin Amber's baby with Rick was tragically stillborn, and Amber's mom, Tawny, thought Amber should take Becky's baby so it wouldn't go to strangers, but apparently Becky didn't know that's what happened for a while. And that way, Amber and Rick could have a baby, and Rick didn't need to know about the stillbirth. So Amber was against it at first, but eventually her mom talked her into it. So they named the baby Eric Forrester the Third, and again, because he was thought to be Rick's son, and full name Eric Forrester Jr. So Eric the Third, but really Deacon's bio kid. And at first, Becky didn't know that her baby had wound up with Amber. After a few months, though, Becky had started to regret giving up her baby, and she was dreaming about him. And in the dream, she remembered that her baby had a birthmark on his bottom that was shaped like a heart. So when Becky was babysitting Amber and Rick's little boy, Eric, she noticed that same birthmark. And once Becky realized that that was really her kid, she ran off with him. Now, Becky eventually brought baby Eric back because she thought he was better off with Amber and Rick. And Becky then became part of the scheme and agreed to pretend that the baby was really Amber and Rick's, and Amber agreed to send Becky regular updates on her son. But after a while, Becky saw that Amber's marriage to Rick was falling apart, and so Becky wanted her son back. And Amber agreed they should tell the truth, but then when she came clean to Rick that she had pretended her cousin's baby was hers, then because their child died, well, Rick decided that was it, and he was done with Amber. So at that point, baby Eric's story takes another turn because Becky and Amber moved in together and they were raising the baby. But then Becky fell in love with CJ Garrison and they got married. And then she found out she was dying and she wanted Amber and CJ to raise little Eric. And they did try and honor Becky's wishes, but then Rick turned up and he wanted Amber and baby Eric back in his life. So Rick went and tracked down Deacon and was hoping to basically bribe him to give up his parental rights, thinking that that would help him win Amber back. But it all blew up in Rick's face. And then Deacon got custody of Eric because he was the only biological parent of the kids that was still alive. So then Deacon was raising Eric with his girlfriend Carmen, but then Deacon had to deal with drama when Carmen got jealous of Amber and she went bat crap crazy and she tried to throw the baby off the roof, as one does. And then Carmen tried to kill Amber and went off the roof herself. So all very soapy. So Deacon tried to get Amber to fall in love with him, but she was still in love with Rick. And eventually Deacon gave up on Amber and he married Bridget Forrester, of course, Rick's sister. So circling back around to the family. So Deacon let baby Eric go live with Amber and Rick, and they promised Deacon would have visitation. But then Amber and Rick didn't follow through. So Deacon went and fought for custody again, I think, and won. So Amber had a breakdown and she snatched Eric, but Deacon got his son back and then he changed his name to Eric Sharpe, taking the Forrester off his last name. So then Deacon's wife Macy died and Amber showed up and was helping raise little Eric where Deacon and Macy had been raising him. And then the last time we saw Eric, aka Little D, on any CBS soap was not on Bold and the Beautiful. It was over on Young and the Restless when Little D, Deacon, or Eric, whatever they're gonna, if it is him, he found Amber and got her to set him up in a boarding school. So the last time little Eric was mentioned at all by Deacon, he said his son was living with his grandparents, Becky's parents. So I definitely think it's time for Deacon's son to come back on the scene, and I just suspect that this might be who Deke is. First, just because the name Deke can clearly be a shortening of Deacon's name. Second, there's not really any other missing kids of legacy characters that are this age. As we said in another video, Jack Maroney is about the same age, but the Deke thing has me thinking Deacon. Also, one of the first people to meet Deke is Luna, and she's hiding in Remy's apartment, and she thinks Deke is Remy's new roommate. And if Deke is Deacon's son and he goes over to see his dad and mentions he met some girl named Luna at his boyfriend's place, wow, that's kind of a big deal because Deacon would figure out real quickly that Sheila has been lying to him about Luna. Plus, Eric Sharpe should be about 25 now and Harrison Cohn is 22. So everything kind of fits. We'll see how it goes when we meet Deke on Tuesday and whether he is Deacon's kid, whether he might be Jack Maroney, whether he's somebody else that wasn't on our bingo card.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.